The Two Apples, a lesson that lasts a lifetime. That morning, sunlight flooded the small classroom. On the teacher's desk lay two bright red apples, round, shiny, and seemingly perfect. The children whispered with curiosity, wondering why their teacher had brought two apples. She smiled, her gentle eyes hiding something deeper. "Do you see any difference between these two apples?" she asked. The class answered in unison. "They look the same. Both are red, shiny, and beautiful." The teacher nodded softly. "Exactly. They both look perfect. But today I want us to try something different." None of the students knew that before class, she had purposely dropped one of the apples several times. On the outside, it still looked flawless, just like the other. But inside, small bruises had already begun to form, unseen by the eye. She picked up the apple that had been dropped and said, with a teasing yet serious tone, "I don't really like this apple. It looks ugly, the color is odd, the stem is too short. I bet it's not even good on the inside." The children exchanged puzzled looks. Then she gently said, "Go on, say something bad to this apple. Anything you think isn't nice." At first, there were only a few giggles. One boy whispered, "You look ugly." A girl added, "I think you have worms inside." Soon, more voices joined in. "You're awful. No one would want to eat you. You're useless." The laughter grew louder. The teacher remained quiet, nodding as the apple passed from one hand to another. Each child held it, spoke a harsh word, and handed it on. When the apple finally returned to her, it still looked perfect, round and glossy. But her heart grew heavy. "That's enough," she said softly, setting the apple down. Then she picked up the other apple and spoke gently. "Now, let's say something kind to this one." A girl quickly said, "You're so pretty." A boy smiled. "You must taste really sweet. Your skin is so smooth. You make me happy just looking at you." This time, the laughter that filled the room was warm and tender. As the apple went around the circle, the air in the classroom became lighter, filled with kindness. When both apples were back on the desk, she asked, "Do you notice any difference?" The class replied, "No, they still look the same." The teacher smiled knowingly. She took a small knife and cut open the apple that had been praised. Inside, it was fresh and pure white, crisp and sweet. "Beautiful, isn't it?" she asked. The children nodded eagerly. Then she turned to the other apple, the one they had insulted. As the blade sliced through, the classroom fell silent. Inside, the flesh was bruised and brown, soft and damaged. The children's eyes widened in shock and sadness. "Teacher, why is it like that?" one child whispered. Her voice trembled slightly as she replied, "Before class, I dropped this apple a few times. It was already hurt inside, though you couldn't see it. And when we said all those unkind things, it only got worse, just like people. Sometimes someone smiles on the outside, but inside, they're hurting deeply." Silence filled the room. A few children lowered their heads, their eyes glistening. She placed the two halves side by side and spoke softly. "We can't always see someone's pain. Sometimes, a single careless word can wound a heart for a lifetime, especially those who are already fragile, children or anyone feeling lost and sad." Her gaze swept gently across the room. But words can also heal. One kind sentence, one sincere compliment can make someone feel seen, valued, and strong again. She paused, then said slowly, "You see, words cost nothing. Yet they can melt the coldest heart or break it completely. So before you speak, Choose words that make others feel warm inside. That afternoon, the children left class quietly. One boy who often teased others walked up to a friend, placed a hand on his shoulder, and whispered, "I'm sorry. I understand now." The teacher watched from her desk, her eyes soft with emotion. That lesson wasn't in any textbook. It lived in their hearts. The kind of lesson only kindness can teach. Years later, when those children grew up, perhaps none of them remembered the exact day or what the classroom looked like. But the lesson of the two apples, the power of words and the strength of compassion, stayed with them forever. Because sometimes a single kind word can save a hurting soul.